In this video, I want to teach you how to drive a dirt bike. What's up, Rad family? I'm Dakota Freeman, and welcome to the Rad Adventure Dude channel. When we first want to learn how to drive our dirt bike, we're going to have to learn how to put the bike into gear and actually get rolling on our dirt bike. To shift into gear, we're going to have to use our throttle, our clutch, and our gear shifter. These three controls are really what we're going to use to get the bike into gear and rolling for the first time. The proper way to put our dirt bike into gear is going to be to let the throttle off, pull in our clutch, and use the gear shifter to shift down into first gear. Once we've put the bike into gear, we're now going to have to slowly let the clutch out until the point where the bike wants to start rolling into motion. At this point of motion, we're then going to apply throttle to actually get the bike rolling. When we do apply throttle, we want to make sure that we continue slowly releasing our clutch and that we don't just pop our clutch all the way out. We really want to make sure that we're slowly releasing it until we're completely moving on our dirt bikes. Then you can release the throttle or put more throttle on to accelerate. Now that you're rolling on your dirt bike, the way we're going to drive our dirt bike is going to be with our handlebars and our body weight. The way we turn our handlebars and the way that we shift our body weight around is truly how we're going to drive our dirt bike. However, turning the handlebars is not the only way that we drive our dirt bike. When we turn our handlebars, we're also going to want to lean our dirt bike to the inside of the corner. Leaning our dirt bike and shifting our body weight in this kind of way is truly what is going to really help you when driving your dirt bike. When we're using our handlebars, you're going to feel how this affects our front end of the dirt bike. Once we start leaning our bike over as we're making corners and using our handlebars, it's going to make it to where we can turn much easier on our dirt bikes and be able to turn much sharper. As we lean the bike to the inside, as we're using our handlebars, this is really going to shorten up our turning radius, making you be able to turn a sharp corner much faster. So whenever we first get on our dirt bikes, practice using your handlebars in this kind of way and practice with leaning your body side to side. Both of these are really going to help you learn how to drive your dirt bike in the best way possible. When turning our handlebars, we want to focus on keeping the front wheel pointed in the direction that we're going. No matter what the back end of the dirt bike is doing, we really want to make sure that we're focused on keeping our front wheel pointed in the direction that we're going. This is going to be very important when we're learning how to drive our dirt bikes, so we don't fall when we're out riding on our bikes. As long as you keep the front wheel pointed in the direction you want to go, this is going to be a very important step of learning how to drive a dirt bike and keeping us as safe as possible when learning. Other things we need to know about when learning how to drive a dirt bike is going to be our brakes. On a dirt bike, we have two brakes. We have a front brake and a rear brake. The front brake is going to be a little bit more aggressive as it's going to stop the bike from the front, and our rear brake is going to be a little bit easier to use. However, it's not going to stop the bike in the fastest way possible. When we're first learning how to drive a dirt bike, we should focus more on our rear brake. And anytime you use the rear brake, you really want to make sure that you pull the clutch in. So whenever you use the rear brake, it doesn't slow the wheel down too much, causing the bike to stall. And as we want to learn how to drive a dirt bike faster, we're actually going to want to learn how to use the front brake in a more aggressive way. When we're using our front brake, we just want to make sure to always have the wheel pointed in a straight direction so that when we do use the front brake, it doesn't lock the wheel up and put us on the ground. Whenever we use either our front brake or our rear brake, it's actually going to want to naturally push your body weight forward. So you want to compensate for this by shifting your weight a little bit further back and use your upper body to kind of keep your weight more centered over the rear of the bike. Keeping your weight back when you're using your brakes is going to help you keep your rear wheel on the ground and make sure that you don't do any accidental stoppies. This also applies for when we use our throttle. When you get on the throttle, it's going to want to push your weight back. So we want to use our upper body to actually hold our body weight more forward. That way our front end can stay on the ground and we don't pick up the front wheel and do any accidental wheelies either. So being able to use our body weight to keep the front end or the rear end on the ground whenever we're using our brakes or accelerating is going to be a big part of learning how to drive your dirt bike. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, make sure you hit that and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future dirt bike riding tips. The most important parts of learning how to drive a dirt bike is really going to come down to cornering on our dirt bikes. Using the handlebars to be able to turn the bike and get around different turns, and also be able to use our upper body to be able to help the dirt bike corner better. Whenever we're cornering, we want to make sure that we put our inside foot out in front of us, and that's going to really make sure that we keep our front end on the ground as well. This also is going to help us lean the bike over to the inside, giving us better corner speed. Once you're really learning how to drive your dirt bike in the best way possible and you want to become a faster rider, you really want to make sure that you're learning how to drive your dirt bike while standing up. If you can drive your dirt bike while standing up, this is really going to make you a better rider, and you can actually drive your dirt bike faster. This is because when you're driving your dirt bike and you're hitting every bump on the track and trail, it's really going to be bouncing you all around. However, if you can stand up and simply let the dirt bike take the abuse from the track and trail while you're standing up and not letting the abuse hit your body, is really going to make sure that you can ride a dirt bike for longer periods of time and go faster while you're riding. And once we're really trying to get faster on our dirt bikes, learning how to do a wheelie is actually going to make you better. This is because now you can wheelie over bumps on the track and trail and make your ride as smooth as possible. You want to be able to drive your dirt bike without your head or your upper body moving at all. You really want to focus on standing up and using your legs as a whole nother shock absorber, being able to absorb any impact coming through the dirt bike. Then, as we're learning how to wheelie on our dirt bikes, we're going to keep our front end off the ground, not even hitting these bumps, which is going to make it to where our handlebars don't get bounced around at all. Rad family, I'm so proud of you for taking this time to learn how to drive your dirt bike in a much better way. Make sure you keep working on this over time, as it's really going to make you a much better rider and make it to where you can have so much more fun on your dirt bike. If this video helped you, make sure you like this video and drop some comments down below and ask me any other questions that you have. If you're still looking for more dirt bike riding tips, I'm always here. I've made a full dirt bike riding course over on my website that's going to walk you through being a complete beginner and take you to an advanced rider mastering the tracks and trails. I also give away a free dirt bike guide on my website. Just sign up for the newsletter and I'll send it straight to you. Make sure you click the subscribe button that's right here and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future dirt bike riding tips. After that, you can watch my next video right here. Stay rad, and I'll see you over there.